So Lee87 asks, which player on the Chiefs roster is outplaying their contract the most? Well, I like that one. What do you think?
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank. If you're thinking about starting a business or know someone who is, check out Emprise Bank's SBA loans. It's always good to know your options, and they can be your partner in possible.
21 questions here on KC Sports Network, presented by Braden's Hope. Braden's Hope funds cutting-edge research to find cures and safer, more targeted treatments for childhood cancer. But they can't do it alone. Join us in the fight against childhood cancer. Your support can bring hope to families and save lives. Visit bradenshope.org to learn more and get involved. Together, we can make a difference. This is your Q&A show here on KCSN. If you are subscribed to the KCSN Substack, you get access to the Discord. And if you're in the Discord, you get to ask questions of various people here on the network. And one of the various people on the network today is Haley Lewis. Haley, have you done 21? Is this your first time doing 21 questions? Have you done this before?
Yes, that's why I asked you, what are we doing? I was like, what is it again that we're doing today, Ken? So yeah, but this is my first time on the show. Honored to be here. Excited to get through the questions.
It should be a fun one. Yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited to do this. And some things are off the wall, as you'll see, and some are Chiefs related. And we'll get to a couple Chiefs related questions here right off the top. So Lee87 asks, which player on the Chiefs roster is outplaying their contract the most? Well, I like that one. What do you think?
So this one would have made a lot more sense had he not been moved to the IR. So unfortunately, Isaiah Pacheco, you're killing my buzz here off the top, but I would definitely give it to Pop, because you look, 7th round pick coming on a 4-year contract, and he's playing exceeding all expectations. A lot of people never saw this out of him, taking the majority of that role. Of course, now there's Kareem Hunt, Samaje Perine, Carson Steele, all that jazz going on right now. But what he was able to do, through the first, 2 weeks, he was 62% of the Chiefs' run game. So this guy has continued to do well more than most people expected him to do. And hopefully when he returns, we'll continue to see that trend happening. So definitely a man who deserves a payday. We'll have to see if the Chiefs invest in it because it's been working for him so far, while things are not working for the passing game so far this season. But yeah, another topic.
Yeah, it's a tremendous 7th round value, and he has absolutely outplayed his contract here in Kansas City for sure.
Outplayed his coverage.
If he had just had his rookie year probably would have been worth that 7th round pick and that 7-year contract or 7th round contract, and that's the truth. I'll throw a guy that re-upped with Kansas City this last season, and it's a guy that has continued to exceed expectations over the course of his entire career. Tershawn Wharton, defensive tackle.
Another good one.
He's been one of the most disruptive interior defensive linemen in football. Him and Chris Jones are both having tremendous seasons, but Tershawn Wharton is doing it at a fraction of the price that Chris Jones is doing it, a 1-year, $2.75 million contract. And he has been one of the more disruptive pass rushers in all of football. So, good on Turk Wharton, man. I'm happy for Turk Wharton to do his thing. It's been fun to see. Casey from KC asked the question, Mike Williams, should the Chiefs make an offer? What say you, Haley? Should the Chiefs be in on Jets receiver Mike Williams?
Because of Tuesday, now this is a potential that's happening. A lot of experts throw him on the list with Deontay Johnson from the Panthers, as well as DeAndre Hopkins from the Titans. And I think that when you really look at it, he has a lot of understanding of playing in the same conference, being with the Chargers before that, now with the Jets. It's definitely something that I think could fit more in Kansas City probably than others would be. But I also can't. The thing about this is, and the coaches continue to say it, and also players continue to say it, you're throwing a guy into a very fast offense. Even Juju Smith-Schuster was talking about it. He knew the offense, but it's so fast. You have to relearn it so quickly being thrown back into it. I kind of lean on the side. Does Kansas City already have enough with what they have? Do they have enough to power through? So, adding more to the wide receiver room is never a bad thing, but is it a redundant thing? I don't know. That's kind of where I go back and forth.
I think because the bye week was so early, I think that's all valid. But I think with the bye week being early, you were kind of hoping maybe they feel like they can get somebody involved early, and that gives them a chance to catch up and be the best version of themselves by January, working a little catch up. But what I'm wondering a little bit more is, Andy Reid has defined some 53-man roster players as more like package players, where we have a package for you. We have a limited set of plays for you. And so I'm starting to wonder if the Chiefs' approach is, let's find someone that we can make a package player for the home stretch, where we probably aren't going to get him in
week to week kind of person.
Yeah, it's going to be like hey, we're going to have a plan for you. We're going to try to integrate you with that limited plan, and we're going to try to exploit your talents as best we can in that limited role. And so like a Mike Williams might make sense in that capacity if they try to do that, and the cost would be some kind of late day 3 pick, I would imagine. So I don't know. I think I don't know. I go back and forth. I think the Chiefs should be trying to be more aggressive at the receiver, but if they don't feel comfortable and confident that anybody can step in and really play a significant role, then they probably should hold on to that draft capital and do something on the smaller scale side. So Juris Chief asks an interesting question. What's your favorite moment from this season so far? What do you think?
Here's the thing. It's been we're now going into week 7. What has even happened yet? Sometimes I have to really go through, because football season is just so overwhelming. Things are happening so quickly, and it seems like the weeks bleed into each other. And so then you think through what happened so far? I mean, I would probably have to go back to the fact that the Chiefs set the tone by beating the Ravens. That was probably one of my favorite atmospheres to be at, watching, and getting to be there. Probably one of my favorite moments was when Isaiah Likely went to the podium after and said, if that's your best ball, that's not the accent. That's terrible. What was that? Where did that even come from?
I don't know, Haley, but it's staying in.
But anyways, if that's your best ball, good luck in the postseason. I love that. I love the fire. I love what, the fuel that he gave Kansas City. It's just more bulletin board material for a potential meeting in the postseason. So probably my favorite moment thus far, although I'm not really thinking through on the day-to-day scale because it's all a blur.
Give me, I'll take the Bengals tears in week 2. I will take the Jamar Chase meltdown in that game as well.
It was a fit.
Oh, how delicious! Just watching that team just lose it on each other and just melting down. Oh, it's always fun because I think sports hate is fun. And, the little bit of sports hate can be fun. And there's real sports hate between the Bengals and the Chiefs. And I think it's the best rivalry in football, although it's starting to kind of not turn into a rivalry because the Chiefs, it's kind of one-sided at this point. And maybe it's an empty rivalry, much like the trophy case for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Ooh, big right there at the end.
My deepest cuts have been at Bengals fans, unfortunately.
Hey, here's the thing. I will say, and the thing that I will say is, even watching the Niners, how they talk about the Chiefs, they've been roughed up by the Chiefs. The record doesn't look great, but the Niners show so much more. You hear George Kittle, you hear Deebo Samuel talking about the Chiefs, and they have so much respect when they're talking about another elite team, acknowledging that it sucks to lose, but knowing that they could also be on that caliber and talking in that way. And then you hear the Ravens and the Bengals and how they pop off on these little mouthy words. And it's just why you gotta be like that? Have some respect, Just why can't you be respectful too?
Well, it's because they can't even get to the Super Bowl. Because the Chiefs keep just even denying them of that. It's not like they could even get to the Super Bowl and I get that opportunity. Like the Chiefs are even keeping in. Patrick Mahomes is tamping down all these legacies of all these other guys, and it's just absolutely delicious. Yeah. All right, Haley, so I've got a question for you that actually isn't in here. And here's the deal. I'm going to be in Nashville for 48 hours here this week.
Ooh, okay.
Give me one thing or one place that we need to go.
Gosh, okay, so I left Nashville. I lived there. I left in 2017, so it's been a minute. But I would say you gotta go up West End. Broadway is where everything's at, but you gotta creep yourself up West End, and then there's a little area in Midtown, and Gosh, what is the name? Oh, Winners and Losers. And they're right next to each other. So there's a bar called Winners and a bar called Losers. Now, I know you're naturally going to feel like you fit in at Losers, but hop on over to Winners. It's pretty fun too. But it's great, like live music, really fun. And there's staples in Nashville. And, you know, if you hit up Demonbreun Street, those were my college days over there. So I wouldn't particularly say that would be the place to be. But Winners and Losers across the way is a fun bar to go to.
All right, noted.
Bars to go to.
Yeah, and see, there's going to be plenty of Chiefs fans going to Nashville over the course of
Nashville's such a melting pot now, too. I mean, there's people, they're not cheering for the Titans, so.
Now, I will be at the house that Will Levis didn't build, though, for that game, for not for a game, but Post Malone. I'm going to the Post Malone concert.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why would you be going to Tennessee?
Yeah.
Very fun.
It's going to be a good time. I'm excited.
Is Taylor Swift going to be there?
Who knows?
Who knows?
He did a song with Dolly Parton. Maybe she pops in. You know, Blake Shelton, Morgan Wallen did a song together. Maybe one of them pops in. I'm just hoping for, we're hoping for some surprises on.
That'll be a good concert. That'll be fun.
Excited. Yeah, I've never actually been to a concert at a football stadium before, so I'm pretty lame typically.
Okay.
And so I would go to Losers.
Were you sheltered or like was that your choice?
I could totally. I could totally have gone to any of the concerts that were here.
I have free will.
Yeah, I do have free will. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't do a ton of concerts these days, so I don't know. Kyle C asked the question: what's the one sport you wish you would have tried or stuck with that you didn't stick with? You got any, Haley?
I will actually say I will pat myself on the back. I was a stud at track and field, and I gave up on it to be a vocal performance major. That panned out.
Were you in track and field at Belmont?
No. So I didn't go to college for it. So in high, that put me down on the next level. In high school, I went to Belmont for a vocal performance major. I was a classical vocal performance major. That was what my dream was. So instead of going to track practice, I was at musical practice and, like our elite choir practice or whatever we had in high school. In my senior year, I was just like, I don't want to run anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And
I don't blame you.
I kind of wish I had to a degree, though, because once I pay, the student loans, like vocal performance paid for a majority of my scholarship, but dang, those student loans, man. If I had a way to have a free ride,
that would have been, you could have. I mean, and the track and field could have helped with the vocal stuff too, right? Because your cardio and all that, right? Doesn't Taylor Swift do her song
I have
singing on a treadmill and stuff?
I have seen people do that before, but hey, it all works out. I wouldn't have been in Nashville, wouldn't have, found my little path.
I wonder if going to gyms in Nashville is actually like a music scene in of itself. If people are actually just on treadmills, just singing. I
would assume they do it in private. I would assume they buy their own treadmill and do it at home, but who knows?
A guy can dream. There might be a niche here. There might be a niche here. There's like a niche gym that lets you, like a choir gym.
Like a choir gym.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna workshop that.
What would your sport be?
Oh yeah, I guess I would. I played
college.
I played football and baseball through college. I wish I wish I would have picked up golf earlier. I do too. That's my only I just wish I would have found it picked up golf earlier, but it wasn't really in the picture when I was a kid. And
yeah.
Golf's
expensive. It's expensive. Exactly. It's an expensive habit.
That wasn't something that I was really privy to when I was growing up. But
it's not a sport, but I also wish I learned how to play Catan, or is it Catan? However you say that.
Settlers of Catan?
Yeah,
card game?
Yeah, I never know how to really do it, and I learned it late in life, and I just wish I could. I wish that was a party trick. I wish I could show up, because then you're a smart one of those mofos, right? Like you walk in, you're like, yeah, I know how to play that. Monopoly is beneath me.
Yeah.
Did you not ever? Okay, maybe
I just didn't know this was a status symbol.
It is in my household. My siblings are both very smart, and I never knew how to play. So,
I I do love that game. I've played it 3 or 4 times in my life. I have not lost. I have not lost yet. As a kid, I'm pretty good at it. It's kind of. Ever played the game Power Grid?
Mm-mm.
There's some similarities to it too.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've had some success with that game. I just can't believe like that's your poll. Hey, what sport would you like to play? No, but if I could be good at Settlers of Catan, that would.
Well, I was playing over with the little chutes and ladders in Candyland when I could have been building in Catan. So
yeah, you're a baller Yahtzee player. That's why you're just crushing it there.
There you go.
Mike Denny asks, have you been marinating any new Halloween candy crossovers? And let me just run my here. I'll explain, Haley. So I have a candy crossover that I do every Halloween, and it's delightful. And it is it's a very polarizing take because you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Okay.
I have yet to find an in between on this. I take a Reese's and I take an Almond Joy and I smash them together.
Why would you do that to a Reese's? Why would you violate a perfectly good candy with coconut?
I'm enhancing it. It's good. It's really good. Do you not like coconut?
That, honestly, that sounds like some crazy chemist lab stuff where no. You're messing with nature. You're messing with nature. Leave it alone.
I'm just going to tell you, if you like coconut, it's a delight.
What do? Squish them together? Like, what are you?
You smush them together, and so it's like a sandwich, and then you take a bite so that you are getting both in your bite. And it's delicious. It is a delightful treat.
Does the Almond Joy go on top, or like you sandwich it? So you don't want to smush them together.
Not like side by side. That's smush them on top of
like
each other.
You're eliminating a freaking Reese's.
That's that what you said? Violating?
Just don't like it. It's just, in my mind, you're shoving this Almond Joy into a perfectly good Reese's.
It's like
doesn't want it.
It's a sandwich.
I guarantee you, it did not consent. No.
It's good. I promise you, it's good.
So
yeah,
what do? You do these things? You do more of these things?
No, I don't have it. I don't have any more. I don't have any more. And after this conversation, I don't know if I can have.
I hope you never eat one.
They're good. It's polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. And I think a lot of it has to do with whether or not you like Almond Joy.
And so Almond Joy is coconut with an almond on top, right?
And then covered in chocolate.
Okay, so you're just adding basically coconut and almonds to
peanut butter.
It's
good. You're like, you could not be more out. You don't even have to pretend to be nice. This is why I go to the losers bar. If Travis Kelce had his own Ben and Jerry's custom flavor, what would it be called and what would be in it? Beer. I think it'd be called Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
I was thinking more along the lines of like how they did the cereal one with like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, like something like where it's like a cluster of the best cereal, all the stuff you picked out of your cereal as a kid, and then you put it in like a swirled ice cream.
So Travis Kelce's Saturday morning cartoons from Ben and Jerry's.
Yes. Not the Saturday, like not the Sunday scaries, but the Saturday.
Yeah.
What's something that's calming? What's a good thing that starts with an S? Saturday slumbers? I don't know. Slumbers?
I don't know.
I used to watch cartoons that I loved as a kid. I can't believe I'm going to say this on the internet, but when I was like had the like anxiety the next day, I used to like find comfort in watching like Fairly Odd Parents or stuff I watched as a kid. There's got to be some kind of like psychology behind that.
I'd buy that. Have you ever? This is a random one because like you're like a little bit younger than I am. Did you ever watch Legends of the Hidden Temple by any chance?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
We'll move on. I will say about this Ben and Jerry's question because I don't know. Like, have you ever been to Andy's frozen custard?
Yeah, I love Andy's. Andy's is good.
We're a big Andy's family over here, and Travis Kelce has.
That's right.
He has a flavor.
What's in it?
It's caramel, cookie dough, Oreo.
Okay, that's good.
It is very good.
That sounds very good.
And this is, I guess, an Andy's advertisement now. They're 2 for $10 right now for the rest of the month. So
pack it on before Christmas.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So I think that might be, I mean, I like to imagine Travis Kelce went to Andy's and got to like just make his own, his
like
own
just
treat.
suicide put together all the different things.
I hope so. I hope that's the case. But yeah, no, he already has one. Do you know what it's called?
No.
Did I tell you what it's called? It's called the 87. So
it makes sense because Kit, his number is 87.
I just got that.
Yeah. So smart.
See, I think if things continue the way they're going, officially or unofficially, they should make like the 89 or the 13, which are like two of Taylor Swift's, numbers, right?
Look at that.
And then it should be more than 89, right?
It should be red velvet ice cream.
Does she like red velvet?
She likes red. The red era, the red thing. Isn't that an album? Tucker's on here. He knows all this stuff. I don't.
Yeah,
he's the Taylor Swift. Tucker, put in the chat. What is her album? It's like red. I think it's just red.
There's one called Red. Isn't there one called 13?
I thought it was like 1989, and then Red, and then something else.
Anyways, they should either make it official or unofficial, like a Taylor Swift flavor at Andy's.
I like it. Would a marriage consummate that official? Like, what would need to be official?
I don't know. Yeah, let's go with marriage.
Let's let that simmer. Let's let that one simmer.
I think that's probably like that's the line there, and like I don't know, like and see the thing is like I think the Travis Kelce thing is officially like it's officially tied to Andy's. Like it's a Travis Kelce sponsored thing. I don't know if Andy's has the budget to get Taylor Swift involved. But if they do, like I mean, my family keeps going there. Yeah, we got ideas here. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this.
Shop Chiefs tickets and more with no fees. Plus, save big with code KCSN at ticketsforless.com, the official ticket provider of KC Sports Network.
With big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. Somewhere between the store and your first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets. With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they mean it. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone in any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with your existing contacts with you. Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/KCSN21. That's mintmobile.com/KCSN21. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/KCSN21. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
21 questions here on KC Sports Network. Yeah, I saw the.
I thought the music was still going.
Yeah, the vibes were flawed. That was a quick one. That was a quick one there. But no, this is the vibe of 21 questions. So you're fitting right in there.
There we go. Great.
Speaking of great, Craig is great asks, should Minnesota re-sign Sam Darnold or roll the dice with JJ McCarthy next year? So I'll be honest with you, if Sam Darnold keeps doing what he's doing, I don't think you can turn away from him. Like this seems like it's
take the hot hand. Yeah, take the hot hand. If he's rolling, he's doing good. I mean, when they said Sam Darnold threw 4 touchdowns and that was before like the third quarter, I was like, okay. He's, you know what? Finds the right system, finds the right timing, popping off. Do your thing. I think you give it to who's hot.
Do you know that Sam Darnold is younger than Joe Burrow still? Doesn't feel like that, right?
Sam Darnold feels like he's the same age as Greg Olsen.
Sam Darnold's like 27.
That's not true. That's not true. How is that true? Why does he feel like he's been here?
Well, because he was drafted. He was a part of the 2018 draft, but I think he was 20 when he was drafted. So I think, yeah, he was still 20.
And Burrow is what? Burrow is 28?
Burrow is about to turn 28 or 27. So it's like a negligible age. No, he's about to turn 28. He'll be 28 in a couple months here. So
this is Burrow.
Burrow is like 4 or 5.
Darnold is how old?
27. So they're both 27, but Burrow's about 4 or 5 months older. So Joe Burrow started in the league, and so he was drafted in 2020, but he started as like a 24-year-old.
It does not. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that. That's not.
If you were gonna do ring count, they're both at 0. So there is that.
So they do have a similarity.
Yeah, they got something in common.
There you go.
They're at the bar. They're at the losers with me. Arrow asks, in a nightmare scenario where Pat is injured and can't finish the season, still committed to try to three-peat. Yes, I don't like this. Knock on wood.
Why would we even...
You hear that? I'm knocking on wood, Haley. If you got any near you,
you shouldn't put it in words. You should never put those things in words.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna answer it anyway out of respect for the process. Would you rather in that scenario ride it out with Carson Wentz or sign Tom Brady off the street? And we all know I don't think you can do that, but which one would you rather do? Ride out with Carson Wentz or sign Tom Brady?
I mean, obviously I would want to ride it out with Carson Wentz. You can't put Brady and red and gold can never mesh. Also, this man has a lot of rules, and I guarantee you one of those rules is he ain't coming back. So many rules. Is he even allowed to? Are we even allowed to talk about him on media? Is that a rule? Who knows?
It might be. So we might be getting a cease and desist here.
We might.
Pretty quick.
Go talk about Tom Brady talking about the potential of talking about what he talks about.
Yeah. And I mean, he's a Raider now. Like, he's like, I know like it would require like him to basically sell off a fraction of the team to come back and play for the Raiders rivals. I don't think it'd happen, but I let's just roll with Carson Wentz, see what happens. Like, let's just roll with it.
The storylines with that one.
Oh.
That would send the whole NFL into a tizzy.
Well,
we would not recover.
The script writers might be in on that.
Oh, that's right. They do like to write dramas.
They wrote a Hallmark movie this offseason too. So they're kept the tools sharp this summer by writing a Hallmark movie.
Which is not satire, by the way. I thought I don't know who was also on this bandwagon. I thought that when it came out last year, like the teases of the Hallmark movie, I thought it was satire. Like, I thought it was like...
It was fake.
Well, I thought it was like a play on, like just like a... It's real. Like, it's actually a real love story, where I thought it was just like more of like, we're making fun of how Hallmark does really cheesy things. And
they do.
I mean, the commercial was like something along the lines, I'm going to butcher it, but like, he chose football over me, or like football watching, or something like that. And I was like, this is not real, but this is funny. But it is real.
And it kind of felt like, have you ever seen the movie Fever Pitch? Jimmy Fallon, Drew Barrymore.
Why do I know that?
It's about like basically a girl falling for a huge Red Sox fan. And I think while they were filming it, they actually happened to win the World Series. Like, I think they had to rewrite the ending or something like that. But like, you know.
Just yeah.
A very similar vein, I think, is what we're about to get. I think we're getting a Hallmark football version of Fever Pitch without Jimmy Fallon in it. So,
which is sad, because I would love him to be in it. It would add so much to the dynamic.
Oh, I'd watch that.
I will say though, I will be watching it. I bet I will be watching it. I mean, my grandma has this is my Hallmark wearing sweatshirt. So my God, I'll be watching it over the holidays. That's for sure.
Yeah, my grandma are very into those movies. And like, I'm not knocking your grandma now. It's just,
oh no, I mean, I'm into them too after a couple glasses of wine. Like, they're great.
I find them, yeah. Just I don't. Okay. Well, I'll leave. I'll keep my takes here and just move on to this. What's your favorite barbecue meat?
Burnt ends. This girl likes for some burnt ends, brisket burnt ends.
Okay, so what are your best burnt ends in the city?
Well, I will say we live like right next to Jack Stack, so the waft of the meats is constantly like coming through our house, which I love, and I'm always like, oh, I love barbecue. So I love Jack Stack. I know a lot of people, whatever, have their opinions. I like Jack Stack. I like Q39. I mean, I'll go to Oklahoma Joe's when my dad wants to go. I just don't like waiting. I'm not a very patient person, so I just don't like waiting in the line, although it's great. But I would say Jack Stack is my top, my favorite. Slaps is good. Slaps is good, too.
Have you done the Chef J yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Where is that?
West Bottoms. Yeah. So
wait, why do I know that? That's the guy who did the meat sandwiches with Trey Smith. Terrible way.
You have to be way more specific on meat sandwiches. Oh, he did the meat sandwiches. That's basically every restaurant ever.
He did like a Trey Smith sandwich or like a Creed Humphrey sandwich. Didn't he?
I thought that was Jack Stack. Because I think Creed has maybe. I don't know.
I think it's I think I'll have to double check, but
okay. It's good though. It's really good. And it's close to have you been to Westport Whiskey?
No. I haven't been to
West Bottoms Whiskey. Sorry, West Bottoms Whiskey.
Oh, yes, I've been to West Bottom, but yes.
My bad. It's right by there. It's actually in the Beast.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like right, same building as the Beast.
I like West Bottom's whiskey. That's good.
So they have this thing there at Chef J called bacon burnt ends.
Mm.
So it's burnt ends, but bacon. So strong recommend. That's my favorite meat.
Okay, but a consensus of burnt ends.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Casey from Casey wants to know which sports announcers are your favorite?
Ooh, I mean, obviously, I love Laura Rutledge. She's like one of my favorites. I will always love her. And I say Tracy Wolfson too. Obviously, that's a big name. I'm trying to think of other people who might.
Allie Trost?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yes, Allie Trost is my bestie. But and I always tell her this, she covers MLS and soccer all around the world. And I'm always like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I love it. You look great. I have no idea what that guy's name was, and I'm never going to be able to pronounce it again. But this was a great segment that you did.
I like Greg Olson. I think Greg Olson does a really good job.
How do you feel about him being written off the ship?
I think it's a terrible idea, and everything has gotten worse since. And Tom Brady is extremely boring, and he's going to get even worse now that he's part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, because that's going to require him not to have any access to anything ever. I think it's a miserable travesty. By the way, I think that money that he's getting from Fox is basically paying for his ownership fraction of the team, which I think is also kind of weird.
So you're Tony Romo. Tony Romo's another one.
I like Tony. I'm kind of iffy on some. I love Tony early, and Tony lately seems like, I don't know. It's been a little bit hit or
My
miss.
dad used to coach at Eastern Illinois University, and so I always
really?
I have a soft spot for Garoppolo and Romo.
Was he there when either of them were there?
No, he left right before Romo came. So when was I born? 90, somewhere around then, early 90s.
Was Sean Payton there?
Mm-mm. He was. Who was there?
Payton coached there, didn't?
The guy who is coaching at Syracuse now was
not Dino Babers.
No, something. I'm not doing well. Here.
We'll add an addendum.
I was not really coherent in the infant years. So
sure.
But I like.
I think he's been better this year. I think last year was a little rough. Kay Gumminger, if you could pick one karaoke song for Tucker to perform during NFL Draft Weekend, what would it be?
I say it's Dancing Queen. Quite a range. But he could, or Gimme Gimme maybe, but it's got to be ABBA. I think that he could really showcase his personality. Is you?
I could. So Tuck's in the background nodding in approval.
Yes. So he's agreeing to doing it.
Yes, that's what he said. He's in. I can see it on his face. I'm gonna make him do a Post Malone country song just because he doesn't like the Post Malone country album, and he has been a generational hater about that. So we're gonna make him sing.
What are his country songs?
Like "Pour Me a Drink" with Blake Shelton.
Can you give us a little something?
Somebody pour me a drink. Somebody bum me. Okay. No. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm sure I would know.
I gotta get copyright infringement here. We gotta be careful.
Okay.
I guess. I think. I don't even know if that's real or not. But
I'm sure they're not watching us, but maybe it is.
look, it's the bots and the AI. I can just crawl it, and then you're in trouble. So that's what I'm most worried about.
I will have to listen to it because I know that he have one with Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. I had some help.
Okay, I have heard that one, but I have not heard the rest of the album. So
I randomly started listening to country music this year.
Yeah, that's interesting. I
think I told you that at the golf tournament, but I got into country music like this year, and not just Post Malone. Like
so that is a thing because I thought you had just had like a couple old fashions.
No, I had, but no, but I actually got into country music a little bit this year, and it's just like randomly.
Nashville,
and now I'm going to Nashville.
Wow.
We're making a lot of progress.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take all my baseball caps and turn them into cowboy hats if we're not careful. I'm gonna entry every show on KCSN with howdy very quickly if I'm not careful.
Well, I came in big old strong with this arm. So
yeah, whatever that was.
Whatever that came from.
Nashville's coming out. That was your Isaiah Likely impression. Ravens tight end Isaiah Likely. Well, howdy.
I don't even. It's like if I tried at all to be realistic, I feel like it would be in bad taste, and so then I just was like, "This is." I don't know. It came so naturally to me too, which is what's scary.
We'll get them next time.
Where did the college come from? Jeez. Oh, I don't know.
Hey, a Chiefs question. Lee87, favorite Chiefs interview you've ever had, Haley?
Oh, probably with Tyreek. Those were some fun interviews. I remember I talked to him. I had a one-on-one with him right after he got fined for throwing up the peace sign yet again. And this was the game where he was trying not to do it. He just says some off-the-wall stuff, and it's hilarious. And he was like, I just kept fighting it. And I was like, I think he's a hilarious person. He also, I used to work out at the same gym, and just watching the athleticism that he has and the things that he would do, I was just like, how do you do that? How do you... Also, who worked out at the same gym with me was Turk Wharton, and that dude's you were talking about him earlier, insane athleticism.
Freaky.
I was like, what are you doing?
He's built different, literally. Yeah. Just like
built for tough.
His build even is just unique. And the movement skills that Turk Wharton has are insane. But no, that's a good one. I don't really do many Chiefs interviews, but we got to interview we do a lot of like pre-draft interviews with a lot of guys that wind up being Chiefs. So Pacheco's was really good. We did a good interview with Pacheco. His was pretty good. The one with Hunter Norzad was pretty good this last year. So yeah. Well, I'm not in the locker room, and I don't think anybody's in the locker room anymore.
I don't ever want to be because when that stuff started coming out, I was like, thank God. Number one, we shouldn't. I don't like it. I have reasons not to like it, but why are we in there? What? It's so awkward. And then my first time in the locker room, in NFL locker room, I was like, okay. Keep your head down. Keep your head down. Just don't, keep your head down. Keep your head up. Don't keep your head down. Keep your head up. I was like, no. Just, that's needed to happen for a long time. So.
Yeah, that was interesting. And I get it from the player's perspective, honestly, too. I don't think I'd want to be interviewed in a towel.
I don't either. It's just, and then Brad G's over there and he's like, put on a t-shirt. You got to put on a t-shirt. And it's one of those things where it's like, this could be a lot easier if this just wasn't happening.
Well, it sounds like they're making that change already. So we'll see what happens. Casey from Casey, your current favorite Chief on offense and defense, omitting Mahomes, Kelce, and Jones.
Offense and defense? Okay. I like Juju. He's probably one of my favorites. I think he's hilarious. I liked his TikToks, so maybe that's why I liked him from before. But I think that, I like his personality. I like what he says to the pressers. I think he's is this to do with football? Are we supposed to be analytical about this?
You can do whatever you want. It's favorite. It's
being
real
more
personal biases.
Personal. I enjoy his press conferences. I'll put it that way.
Cool.
On defense, I will always be a huge Joshua Williams fan. I thought his interviews when he was first drafted and just interactions with him have always been, just you just sometimes forget that they're like kids. And I think he's one of those guys where you're like, oh, you are still just a baby. You are a bebe. And, doing all these crazy things. So that's probably one of my favorite, personality-wise, if you're asking me from that point.
Was that bebe a Moira Rose?
Moira Rose.
Was it?
Yes, I don't refer to children as babies. They are bebes.
Bebe.
The bebe. David.
Jocelyn. Love that show.
The best episode, and I will shut up because I'm talking so much, but the best episode is when, oh my God, why can't I think of her name right now? Alexis. Does her dance, and she's like, I'm a Lamborghini. I'm a driver fast. I'm a little, I can't.
I didn't remember that song at all. So, we gotta watch out for copyright infringement.
Might come after me after that. So.
My Moira was just so spot on. They're gonna get accusatory. This is a random sidebar, but when I look at when I see Catherine O'Hare do Moira Rose, she reminds me of female Martin Short.
Really?
Yes. There's just some characteristics that everybody remind me. Have you seen Only Murders in the Building?
Yeah.
Are you caught up by any chance?
I haven't seen the second, so no.
Ooh, you need to catch up.
I know.
It's so good.
I just really like it. It's just that I got way behind, and then I need to. It's like one of those things I didn't finish, my career. Just things like that. My running
career. Bar.
I need to go back. Wait, you need to answer. What were your favorite players?
Oh,
we're on that question still.
Oh yeah, Moira Rose and Martin Short, I guess. So let's see here. I like Creed.
Okay.
Big Creed guy. I think I would say that's probably one of my favorites. Trey's up there too. On the defensive side of the ball, big Trent McDuffie guy.
Yeah.
This is more football related than vibes and stuff for me personally. But I'm like that. So yeah, probably those two. I think Trent McDuffie, they should pay him. Yeah. And I think Trey Smith, they should pay potentially too, honestly. So
you went football and I went TikTok, but that's okay.
It's TikTok? That's the okay. Because
I like Juju at the beginning because I thought his TikTok dances were funny. I thought he was a funny personality. And then Joshua Williams went around the locker room on a Chiefs TikTok and interviewed all of them.
That would be funny. Yeah, and but that was a good point you're making, and maybe it's because I don't know. I'm closer to 40 than I am 30 now, and so seeing some of these youngsters playing football.
Well, yeah, it's when some of them are 24, 25, 26, and you're just ooh, you won 2 Super Bowls by the time you were 26.
You were born in 2001. I was 12.
If you didn't go through 9/11, you that's just
yeah.
That's a point. That's one of those cutoff events,
Yeah, and these kids, they're when we go to the Shrine Bowl and do all that stuff, it's just I feel old now.
I was born in 2004. What? How old are you? So you're 20 if you're born in 2004. That's what?
There's going to be some kids that were born in 2004 in this draft, I believe. This upcoming draft. It's super weird because I was driving a car when they were born. So that's weird. And that's a weird way to end the show, but we're going to. That was 21 questions.
Did we get through them? Wow, that was easier than I thought.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. Thank you for doing this, Haley.
Sure.
It's been great to welcome you on to 21 questions. Yeah, so
I will be very curious to see the comments on this.
Yeah, no,
hey, good times.
I'll keep an eye on the Discord as well. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. You don't need to tell me. It's okay.
All right. Well, then I won't. That's gonna do it.
We'll wrap it up.
Catch you later.